What's up guys, welcome back to a new Kengan Omega chapter review. Today we have chapter 111, which had a very enjoyable back and forth for the fight, with it really heating up during this chapter, alongside tons of dialogue revealing interesting stuff to cover. Let's begin. Before I continue, make sure you're subscribed, and if you're an absolute mad lad, check out the other stuff in the description like the Discord and Patreon. Now back to the video. The title of the chapter is Am I Gonna Lose? With it providing us with some more information about Toku. We learn that prior to learning Sambo in Russia, he had a pretty good track record when it comes to Judo. So he was a Judo practitioner before becoming a Sambo practitioner, and that none of his Judo moves would work on the Sambo practitioners in Russia. And then we get a comparison and the difference explained between the two. Judo techniques involve soft sweeping motions, while Sambo is centered on powerful linear motions. Judo isn't inferior as it states here, they're just pretty different. Mastering Sambo requires its own unique training regime, as we see someone deadlifting in the same panel, with the goal being to create hard softness, or that's the basis of, the Sambo style, with this training resulting in muscle power. And then we cut back to the uppercut where last chapter ended, with Toku kind of rolling Dongchen last chapter. So we see the uppercut with Dongchen's face looking a little bit scuffed here, showing that the uppercut has done a little bit of damage, as we do see him bleeding a little bit. But then we get another technique from Dongchen, a technique that allows him to escape from something like that. It's called Huajin. I probably butchered the shit out of that, but yeah, Huajin, I'm guessing its name, that's what I'm going to call it throughout today's video. He's able to get out an uppercut like that, but as he does that, he gets grabbed by Toku again and then slammed on the ground, with it being pretty powerful. And this, transition looked pretty smooth in the panel here. We see him grab his arm, then flip him over, slam on the ground. We see him coughing up, and he wasn't able to break his fall, showing the amount of damage that actually did to him, and reminding us again, if we weren't already shown in the, Jurata fight, how powerful slams actually are. And I'm not sure whether this was a tactical choice or just a result of how powerful that slam was, but Dongchen didn't get up until the count of 9. I'm guessing it was more tactical to fully recover, or to recover as much as possible before getting up. So yeah, got up at the count of 9, and then straight away we see Toku going for a strike. But then we have Dongchen calling his strike powerful, but the techniques more aligned with an amateur, and he's able to easily counter it with his wild jin again, which seems to be some type of reflection, I don't know, somewhat similar to the redirection kata or water kata based on the other thing. We'll probably get it explained at a later point, maybe next chapter or something like that. We also have Dongchen being confident in his striking ability, saying he can't beat me with strikes. So I was right in my prediction video that Dongchen is pretty much a striking specialist with his various Chinese martial arts. He won't have too many skills when it comes to grappling, so be a grappling specialist versus a striking specialist, as I predicted. But seems that Toku, while initially being a grappling or submission specialist, has shown the ability to be a pretty decent striker as well. But he isn't on the same level as someone like, Dongchen, with him being able to land a direct kick to the face on, Toku here, which did a little bit of damage, but didn't knock him over, showing again how sturdy Toku actually is. And then we see Dongchen going for another Fajin. I believe this is like an elbow strike to some vital point, and it's a direct hit. But however, Toku is kind of a pretty decent tank. He grabs the face of Dongchen and then slams him headfirst into the ground. This was pretty brutal, if I'm being honest. He just grabs him, just slams him to the ground, with, Dongchen coughing up blood and kind of freaking out, with him questioning, why didn't my Fajin hurt him? He can't even use Huajin, so how is he not going down? Just showing how much of a tank Toku is. Then we cut to Lo Long, who's saying the following: this is a close match. He's already taken Lu's Fajin twice, with him being impressed that Toku isn't already on the ground after taking a single one of those Fajins. He mentions that Lu's Fajins is powerful, and it's one of the best of all martial artists he knows. So this technique that he's using are very powerful, but Toku's just, surviving through it. And we also get it confirmed that the 2 strikes he landed on Toku were actually vital strikes. However, Toku is able to counter this due to how easy they are to read, or stated by him. He mentioned if he knows where they're going to land, it makes it easier to prepare for them. and what he does to prepare is he shifts his vitals ever so slightly to reduce the damage. So he's taking the full blunt force of these attacks, he's just preventing his vitals from being directly impacted so he can tank the attacks quite well, showing his, battle skill and overall intelligence even more. And while thinking about it, I believe Ray from Kengan also used the attack Fajin. I'll have to go back and read his fight with Sword Pang, and it might have been explained there, so you may get a better idea of what Fajin does. But if I do remember correctly, I think it kinda ignores durability, but I'm not 100% of that. If you have any ideas or remember, let me know down in the comments. But yeah, we also have Lolong mentioning that a normal, strike or normal Fajin strike from Dongchen, even if it doesn't hit the vitals, would take out a ordinary opponent, pretty much praising the Toku's toughness, as it says here, and overall durability even more. We see a close-up of Dongchen's face as he's getting up, with it looking like he's about to pass out, with him still, questioning why his Fajin isn't working on him. And then he, thinks of Naden. He's able to get up, calm his mind again, and get ready to fight. We have him mentioning his, goal, the revenge on Ryuki for killing Naden, that we've learned about like 40 times at this point. But yeah, we know, Dongchen, you're going to get your revenge and kill Ryuki. And then he remembers back to his fight with Naden, so we get another glimpse of his fight with Naden, with it saying the following: strong and sturdy and centered on throws. His style is similar to yours, referring to Naden. And then the final part of the final panel is Dongchen landing a double kick, which seems to be a direct hit to the face of Nitoku. And that is the end of the chapter. So does this mean that Dongchen is going to use his experience in fighting someone like Naden, who, as he says here, is very similar to Nitoku's fighting style, to overcome him from that experience? That could be pretty interesting and make quite a bit of sense and be pretty compelling story-wise, due to, his past experience with Naden being, I'm guessing, his closest friend since he joined Purgatory, and probably in Naden's whole life due to him being a worm member and everything like that. So his experience with Naden may allow him to overcome Nitoku during this fight, but still Nitoku is able to tank, multiple Fajins prior. This double kick to the head or to the face, whatever it is, I think he's going to be, still enough to keep on fighting. He may be knocked to the ground for like a count of like 5 or something at the start of the next chapter, but as a whole, I think Nitoku is going to be still fine. And so far, it's pretty equal, I would say, with this fight. You could maybe say Nitoku is in the lead for getting, 2 knockdowns on Dongchen, but this kick at the end looked pretty deadly, and he has taken a decent amount of damage from those Fajins. He's just not getting one shot by them. And we also have to remember Nitoku, as stated by Cosmo, is one of the submission experts in Kengan, or the best hard submission experts. So we're probably going to see him trying to go for a submission, possibly in the next chapter or something like that. And I do think we're going to get some of Dongchen's backstory next chapter as well. But yeah, that should be everything for today's review. Hope you enjoyed. As always, shout out to the people who support the channel via the Patreon, absolute mad lads. But yep, that's it guys, peace.